Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to day 14. 2 weeks up. Who'd have believed it, hey? So today we are gonna do a bit of a different one. Okay, so the different one today is, have you ever felt like the world around you kind of shifted and what worked before isn't gonna work tomorrow? You know, what do you do when the world around you completely changes and your worldview breaks down? You know, what worked doesn't work anymore. So today we're going to go through 4 or 5 key things that have really helped me process these things, because these moments are always going to come, whether it's going to be losing a job, whether it's going to be losing a girlfriend, or whatever it's going to be. Typically it comes with losing something rather than getting something, right? If it's getting something, it's good. So what do we do when we can't do what we used to do, basically? So let's jump into it. Number 1 is, when it happens, take the time. Okay, so take the time to breathe, relax, reflect, and gather your thoughts. Let the dust settle. When really emotional things happen, or when we're upset and we're super emotional, that's probably when we're going to make the worst decisions. So the most important thing is just take a deep breath, relax, reflect, and don't rush. Because when we're super emotional, that's the time that we're going to say something or do something that we completely regret. So number 1, when everything doesn't make sense or we're upset and emotional, just relax, take a deep breath, reflect, and get your emotions down to a calm place, and then let's deal with it from there. All right, so number 2, embrace it. Don't fight it if a lot is clearly changing in your life that's not working. You know, the more you fight it, the more it's going to be painful and the longer it's going to take. So the better we can be at just recognizing that there's a lot of change. Okay, there's a lot of change. Now let's see how we can flow with this, and let's see how we can adapt to it. Because realistically, there's going to be a lot of times where this happens, and the quicker that we can adapt, the better it's always going to be. So that's a really important thing, is just relax, embrace the change, and let it go, and just figure it out. You know, you don't need to figure it all out in one day. You can have a relax, have a chill out, and you're going to figure it out at some point in the future. But just don't make a mistake. Number 1 is, don't make a mistake, don't rush, just relax and embrace it. Number 2, don't fight it. Just let it happen, and have a bit of faith and positivity in the future. Probably what's happening is you're projecting all the worst case scenarios out into the future, and not one of them's gonna happen. You know, you go like, oh, this bad thing's gonna happen, this bad thing's gonna happen. Well, what about if none of them happen? You've just spent all your time wasting thinking about it and putting yourself in a bad mood. So that's really important. Just let it go and try and not fight it, embrace it, okay? And number 3, stay informed and continuous learning. Now that doesn't mean constantly read the newspaper or constantly seek new sources of information, and in that respect, more so what I'm talking about there is, with an open mind, with a curious spirit, kind of approach things and be like, well, maybe there's a way that I'm not seeing right now that can help me, that I just don't see. So how do I get around this? Well, just embrace that, oh, maybe I don't know, and then take the next step, which is try and understand a little bit. And all of this comes from curiosity. It doesn't come from demanding this or demanding that. It's a light touch. It's not a heavy touch. We're not forcing things through here, guys. And that really leads to try and get another perspective. You know, this is really important. Speak to other people. Get other people's outside perspectives, and that's going to help your opinion. You know, sometimes we're completely just locked into our opinion. We're emotional. When things don't work, we get more frustrated and we do more stupid things, tends to be. But just take a deep breath, go speak to someone, and maybe their perspective will help calm down your inner child. Because ultimately that's what we're doing here. When we're upset, is something inside us is raging, and that's not necessarily you. You know, that's your kind of more animal part, your more emotional part. It's all part of you, but it's, you know, you're consciously not thinking that part. You can observe that. So your job as the observer is to just try and calm it down and make it work for you, not against you. You have all these different parts of you that have different requirements, and your job is to try and get them aligned and working and pushing in the right direction. So seek new perspectives, seek new ideas, and maybe one of your friends or someone else you know, or something you see online will shift your perspective and allow you to see things a little bit differently, which calms your inner sides down, and then you can go and make some moves, right? But you can't do the moves when you're all upset, and you'll do stupid things. And that leads me into number 5, lead with heart and intuition. Don't lead with the mind. The mind, when we're upset, wants to do silly things and be sneaky and be clever and super sneaky mind. Don't let it be. Lead with your heart and lead with what's right. You know, when we're upset, when nothing works, when the worldview completely changes and what used to work doesn't work, don't let the mind try and figure it out. Trust in your intuition and you'll find a deeper answers, really. It's kind of instinct. You know, a mother doesn't get taught how to raise a baby. They can look and figure it out, but it's only until they tap into their instinct that they can just do everything, right? And so I believe that we have that instinct all around us. We got less good at using it. We're not as good at using that instinct anymore because we have to be so thoughtful and cognitive in our mind. And so try and tap into that instinct. That's going to answer a lot of our questions and learn to trust ourselves. Alrighty guys, so that's it. So that's basically what to do if it all goes to shit. If you have no idea what you're doing and there's a big worldview change and something happens or whatever it might be, those are my thoughts on how to help. So I hope you have a fantastic day. I've really enjoyed this one, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear a like, hear a comment, and just follow me on this journey, guys. It's an exciting time. Have an awesome day. Much love.